What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we gotta complete the story here. The day before, the studio shutting down, and the scam, and I am gonna call it that now. You know, I did label the last one, the title, a scam. It's debatable. I saw a lot of other people calling it a scam, so I felt, okay, let's just go for it. I think it was close enough. Now, it's very hard, I would say, even if you're looking at like technical definitions, this almost should get investigated. I feel maybe that's too far, but I feel what this studio did and the message of them closing, it's not even hilariously bad, it is insulting. They need to refund, and I'm telling you, they should be refunding every single soul that bought this game. Now, I did say in the last video, I think a lot of people that bought this game simply did it just to see if the game was real. And there was a game there, but to say it was real, to say it was their vision of what they pitched the game as, that's why I think the scam is now complete. They pitch a game. They, I believe, don't actually have it. They just pitch it in terms of the trailer. The game, you know, it's here and there. They delay it. They say there's a beta, all this jazz. It gets trademarked, all that stuff. And then finally, it comes out, and it's absolutely nothing like what they sold it as. So already you can make I would say, an argument that they scammed you. They told you it was one thing. They sold it as another thing. And even on, like, the website, even on Steam, it's described as something that it's not. It is absolutely not what is described. But final piece of the puzzle. They're taking the money and they're running. Now, people have refunded it. The player count has, I believe, dropped by 90% since it came out. So less than a week and 90% of the users are gone, which makes sense because why would you want to play not really a game, right? But what I want to do, let's read this letter. It actually very much upsets me. It makes me mad. I don't know if I feel bad for a lot of the people that bought the game because, again, I think they did it for a reason of just to test it out. But I don't think you can get away with this stuff. I think this is a case of we wanted money, quick money. We got the money, studio's done. We're shutting down. And I just don't know how legally you can get away with it. So let's read what they said. Today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studio. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially, FU, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We invested all of our efforts, resources, and man-hours into the development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately, we don't have the funding to continue the work. It's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. At the moment, the future of the day before and Prop Night is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. Oh, I thought it was going to be easy. We're grateful to everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the last 8 years, and they give a nice freaking timeline. I gotta be honest, I only read about half of this before I record the video. This is the first time reading the entire thing. That is insulting. F these people. Truly. And I don't swear. I don't swear in my own personal life. It's just something I do. But seriously, F these people. They scammed everybody. Now, scam in the sense that I don't really think they got anybody. I don't think anybody had like a gotcha kind of moment where they're like, what is this game? No. I mean, how can you write this? How can you actually say this kind of stuff? Let's go through it like because like every paragraph I think has something brain dead in it. So they say it's okay, as failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off our debts to our partners. What? What does that even like? What does that even mean? You were out for 4 days. What if the game does better in week 2? Did you pitch your partners that idea? See, actually, I think you can read into that, right? What about the fact that a game doesn't have to sell every unit in the first 2 days? What about how maybe you can sell over 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and maybe you can make some money to pay off your freaking debt while you sell your soul to the devil? So that is just an idiotic excuse of how can you even say something like that? Again, if you use the idea that this is a take the money and run kind of situation, well, of course, because guess what? They're not going to get any money in the next 1 week, 2 weeks. This is not a game that is going to grow in player base over the next month or two because of updates and patches. Firstly, that would never happen. And secondly, it's just not going to, the first part's not going to happen because there's nothing to do. This is an actual game. It's not. So, of course, you're not actually going to make money because it's a situation where you got as much money as you could get, and then you left. And people are making a good point. And, I mean, they make the point in their own freaking statement. This is a live service game. This is a game that's supposed to live on for months and months and months through updates and all this kind of stuff. So this is not even pitched as a game that's supposed to be done on the first day. So what are you talking about? You didn't even fulfill the requirements of the game itself. Not even a little bit. So, oh my God. All right, next one. We invested our efforts, resources, and man hours into it, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately we don't have the funding to continue. So, I mean, part of that is what they just said. But also, now look, I'm not going to say like this is the problem with like all live service games. This can be a problem. Obviously, some do it better than others. You should never and this is what I have kind of against live service games generally. The one specific line, we really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game. Let me tell you something. And I know there's people on my channel that play live service games, and I have nothing against it. I'm getting Suicide Squad, and I'll be playing the PlayStation ones going forward, and look, I'm going to give them tries, okay? And I'm not totally closed off to it. But that sentence right there is a huge problem. Now, these people are scam artists. Obviously, they would say something like this. But this is an issue, I would say, in the entire industry. If you need patches to reveal what the full game is, you should not have released your game. This is my problem with releasing part of the game, and then you kind of release the rest whenever you feel like it. Maybe it's a month later, maybe it's 5 months later. And as I've said before, I like redemption stories. I think redemption stories are cool, like the Cyberpunks of the world, or even what No Man's Sky has like turned into. It's cool. But did you really need the patches and to take, again, like they are good examples of games that have literally redeemed themselves. But did they need to take as long as they did? You could very much argue these games should have been in the situation they're at now. They should have been that in the beginning. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I actually always thought that game was really good. Obviously, it had severe problems in the beginning. That game became extremely good. Well, again, like, is that a good story? Do you want to like teach the boys and girls growing up this story of like this is how you make games? Maybe part of it, but not really the entire picture, because the entire picture is we sold something that failed at first and it wasn't what we promised, and we cut corners and we lied to people, we misled, depending on the game. No Man's Sky just flat out lied and showed things that weren't in the game. Let's just do all that and then we'll redeem the game later. And so I'm not trying to make this a No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk video, but that line right there always ticks me off. Because you should never need a goddamn patch to show what the full game is. Then don't release it yet. That would be my answer to you, okay? Now the next line, the next paragraph, whatever, is the part where they want people to not call them scam artists, right? Because they say, well, we didn't take any money. This wasn't crowdfunded. We didn't go on Kickstarter or anything like that. There was nothing. But now the next part's just a lie. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, maybe they should have done like a sacrifice. That would have maybe helped the game out. But 5 years, you're kidding. You're literally kidding me. You could have 5 people working on a game for 5 years, it would turn out better than what you gave us. That is an outright lie. And I mean, there's no way of, I guess, totally proving it, unless maybe somebody sues. Like I don't know. Is there a way to go after these people? Because I would go after them. If anybody knows the way, legally, the right way, if there's something legally that they did wrong here, I pray that they get called on it, because like, this is a terrible look. And now, this doesn't represent gaming, but like, I don't know, you see this story and it's like, this is despicable. You have the Golems of the world and the Kongs and the Walking Dead and the Redfalls. They're all terrible games. This one's a terrible game, and you have literal scam artists like working behind this. It's at least Abandoned didn't even come out. People caught on to that before it actually happened. Like, how can you say that? 5 years you worked on this game? There's no way. I really believe my theory, and maybe it's my ego talking. I truly believe that they had absolutely nothing. They pitched fake ideas. They put together a game in a couple months. This is the work of a couple months' work, which, you know what? If they did work for 5 years, they maybe could have came up with a good game. I bet you they could have. But the thing is, they didn't. They worked on it for like 2, 3, 4 months, and this is what you got. So that is an outright, I mean, like, don't insult our intelligence. You know what I mean? That is insulting almost, that if anybody believes that, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you. Then they say at the few, you know, right now the servers are going to stay online. Fantastic. We apologize if it didn't meet your expectations. We did everything we could, but creating games is hard. These are people that have never touched a computer before. It'd be like if I did it, right? If I promised the world, you know, I talk about, you know, my fictional Scream game or making like a Sly 5. And look, if I had endless amounts of money, I would do whatever humanly possible. I would dedicate my soul to creating a team. I'd hire people, but I would give them the keys, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'd help write the story or something. I'd watch over it, but this would be like if I did it. If I said, I'm going to make a Scream game, and I went and did it, and I touched, like, the space bar, but I had no idea how to code, I had no idea how to do anything, and that was my excuse. Well, making games is hard. Well, like, did you not know that going in? You thought it was easy? Making a game was easy? Oh, and then, like, it failed to meet expectations. Whose expectations, and again, like, I feel sorry for you, whose expectations were the game that you got? If you played the day before and you were happy with that, you think that was a tolerable experience and that was worth the download, the money, the wait, the lies. If you thought, I have a list of about 10,000 games I'd like to show you, because you know what I mean? Like, there's no way anybody, and I would believe this, there's no way anybody on the face of the earth bought the day before and the expectations they had were met by the game. So again, that's an insulting line. If we didn't meet your expectations, we're terribly sorry. You didn't even come close. You didn't even make a game. So, like, why are you even talking in the first place? And then we're very grateful. Here's the years. Lie, then another lie. I mean, it's just, this is bad. This is really, really bad. So yeah, there's not too much to say. I've kind of already said it all. I hope, I'm not asking, if there's nothing here to go after them legally, there's nothing. They got away with some money. I feel like very little, honestly. I do think morally you should refund every single one of these suckers that still has, you know, the game. Even if they did it, you know, I think a lot of people that bought the game did it for content creation. Bought the game, live streamed, and maybe they don't even want their money back. They probably made their money back through those live streams, right? So, you know, like calling people, I'm not saying like they're suckers, right? If you literally did it, you didn't know, you were scammed, you deserve the money back. So morally, they should do that. Beyond all of that, like whatever happens next, if there's legal means to go after these people, I think you do it. And I'm not like wishing the worst harm, but like these people scammed others. So if there is a way of going after them and you think you can make a case, I hope somebody goes after them, because you can't just do this. Like I don't really know any other way of saying it. I don't know why this would be acceptable in any way. This is a broken and even, I mean, look, I made a video a few days ago talking about it. There were maybe like 2 comments, maybe even less, maybe 1, defending, saying like, oh, you're not giving the game a chance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to that person. I'm sorry to anybody that thinks like that. And also, I hope you get your money back too, because you were definitely scammed. Anybody that thinks like that was absolutely scammed, and you do deserve your money, because maybe you did buy this game thinking, well, hey, it's pitched as a game that's going to get better over time. Give them a chance, right? I don't know why you'd ever give these people a chance based off their history. That'd be like giving Hassan of Abandon a chance, right? But like, okay, well, maybe you thought you would get something long term. Well, this should really kind of ruin that, you know, look for you. So if you thought, well, Alex, I just wanted to see if the game, like genuinely, while I'm supporting the game, I wanted to see, I wanted it to get better as the months went on. Clearly, you can't get better if you're not working on it. So like, they're shutting down. The game is literally not going to improve beyond what it is today. And if you still want it, again, I feel bad. Like I'll give you a list. I have a list. I have a lot of games, and I have a lot that I can tell you about games that are so much better than the day before. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I've been on a roll, I think, with these more spicy videos, and a lot of you guys like it. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's literally what's happening, like, daily. I don't control the news. I'm just talking about it. So thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.